Yes, it's early, but I am the only one up, and I am not going to be showing you my face quite yet. So I'm gonna I'm keeping my voice down, don't want to wake anybody up, but I'm gonna show you how to make your turkey stock. That big carcass that you have left over from yesterday hanging around. All I did was wrap mine up. I put it in that big bowl, covered it in some foil, and just kept everything here. I kept the rest of the chopped up celery. The neck is in there, and I haven't even begun to open the bag yet to find out what's in there. My husband, I said, he got it out for me in the sink yesterday and cut open the plastic off the turkey. And I said, make sure you get out that stuff that's in the middle of the turkey. And he pulls, I hear him pulling it out, and he says, I ain't even asking what this stuff is. I had to laugh so hard because just looking at it, it's really kind of gross. Anyway, this is what was left over in the bottom of the pot. I just put it in a pitcher last night and let it sit there, and the fat rose, of course, to the top, as it likes to do. I'm going to skim that off in just a second here, because that's all really good stuff underneath there that I'm going to throw into my stock, with a few more fresh cut up vegetables, a very few actually, I don't have a lot, and then some water and some spices, I guess, here and there, but not too much. Okay, so here we go. We have half of the carcass and the leg in here, and the other half and a little bit of meat or something I made. This is a smaller crock pot over here, so I'm not putting quite as much in. This one is getting a little tad bit more, and that's really gonna be it. So I'll show you the process. Hang on. You can just chop things up kind of finely, roughly, because this is just the vegetables for the stock. It's gonna all go. It's gonna all be strained off, and we're going to put in fresh cut up vegetables later. Here I am chopping a red onion I chose because it's really all I had. Throwing it in, a little half in one pot, half in the other. Now remember, when you chop up your onions, throw it all in, okay? Do not forget to throw in the skins. Here I'm showing you a red skin. I used a red skin onion. Of course, there's yellow skin and white skin. Throw them in. There's lots of really good vitamins and whatnot in those skins of all vegetables. So I like to throw them in. It may color the stock a little bit, but that's okay. And here it comes, the yucky part. Got to throw it in there. Hopefully you saved the inside bag of your turkey. I almost didn't, but I thought, you know what, it'll go in the stock. So half of that neck went in one and half in the other. This I never even touched. I just poured half of the gloppy stuff in one stock and half in the other. Here I'm deciding to put in some chicken bouillon cubes. I put 2 in one and 2 in the other. A little bit of sage I'm going to sprinkle, because that's the seasonings that I have decided to use. A little sage and a little bit of salt and pepper. If you want an unsalted stock, then don't put any salt in, okay? And a little pepper. You don't want to over spice it with the pepper. Or you can totally leave that out as well. You can use seasoned salt if you prefer. All right, at the moment it looks kind of icky, of course, but I'm telling you, there are some great flavors in both of these pots, and that's really it. That's all there is to it. I'll be right back. A little bit here, a little bit there. But that's it. All right, now we're gonna sure this is nice and covered. These are two, I think one maybe this is 6, that might be 6. And then put a little bit more water in too, please. Yeah, I think this is a 6 quart, and that big one is a 7 quart, so that's a lot of stock. And it was a 14-pound turkey. It wasn't huge. Some of you who had, you know, like a 20-some pound turkey, if you have one of those big roaster pans, man, I suggest strongly using that. I'm not getting one because I would literally use it once a year. And I just don't see that. So I'll just use my 2. All right. Now I may have put a little bit of extra water in there that I don't need. I'm going to take a little bit of water out of there. If you add too much water, you just want enough to basically cover. That's perfect, really, right there. Really is. That, it's swimming a little bit. You will not get the full benefit of the gelatinous type texture that you're looking for. Okay, because the water kind of dissolves it away. And it'll still be good and you can still use it. You're just not getting the full benefit that you really want to be getting from it. So I am going to ladle off a little bit of that water. And that's it for right now. The lids are going on. I'm going to turn this on, I'll put it probably on about medium, maybe high. Yeah, let's go for high. I'm going to put it on high for several hours, because I'm going to say that again, several hours, because the longer you let it go, the better it's going to get. Believe me, it's not going to burn. It's not going to be, you can't overcook stock, okay? Well, I guess you could, but hey, I know some people who would do this for 24 hours, and that's fine. I wanted to do it last night, but before I went to bed, but I was too tired. So got up early this morning, decided to get it done, because my ultimate goal here is to make some turkey rice soup, which we will make when the stock is done. All right, see you soon. Right now, I have a date with that. See you later. Hi, I'm Darlene. Good to see you. I'm wide awake now, hopefully. Ready to start the day, and I think I'm going to take it into the kitchen with me today, and kind of got some things lined up here for you. I'm going to turn it around in just a second and show you. You saw my turkey stock starting, and I'll give you a glimpse of how that's coming along now. Let's see, it is 11:30, Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a beautiful, wonderful Thanksgiving. We did, indeed. So today it's dealing with the leftovers. Yeah, there's all kinds of things wrapped up and in containers in the refrigerator, which I'll use for something, I can guarantee that. But right now I am deciding to go along with my stock and the turkey rice soup that I'm going to be making. I'm going to go ahead and try my hand at, I think, maybe a new banana bread recipe. And I think I might just start with an oldie but a goodie, but start adding some things in of some leftover stuff here that I'd really kind of like to incorporate into something. So why not into a banana, orange, cranberry nut bread? How does that sound? I think it sounds pretty darn good. And I may even throw in a little bit of sour cream. We'll see what the batter looks like. Yeah, we'll see. The other one is in there just nice and bubbling away. I did just turn them both down to low. And I'm just gonna let them go for a few more hours. My ripe bananas are in, and they're very ripe. I just usually, as soon as they start getting kind of a little brown on the countertop, and I know nobody's gonna be eating them, so I just toss them just like that, not even in a bag or anything, just leave them in the skins, throw them in the freezer. They freeze up really nice and hard. And then when you want to use them, just take them out the night before. That's what I did. And by morning, they're nice and soft and ready to be mushed up just in a bowl. Don't need anything else but that and a spoon or a fork or the whisk like I just used. All right, so now we're gonna add 1 cup of sugar to this. Okay, I'm just gonna splash in a little bit of vanilla. You know me, sometimes I measure. Sometimes I don't. I would say that's probably, well, let's just say it's a teaspoon. Okay, teaspoon. Teaspoon vanilla going in. Obviously, this is just all our wet stuff. Okay, 1 egg. Got one right here. Egg. All right, and then it goes. Oh yeah, you're also not supposed to crack it over either. You're supposed to put that in a separate bowl just in case you have a bad egg. Have you ever had a bad egg? I mean, have you ever had a bad egg? What's a bad egg? What does a bad egg look like? I don't know. I've never had a bad egg. It always works. Just saying, I'm just saying. All right, so I'm mixing it in. Okay, and I need a cup of melted butter. Okay, I'm sorry, not a cup. No, that would be 1/4 of a cup. A half a stick of butter. 1/2 stick. Looks good. It's not quite melted 100%, but oops, by the time I mix it in here, it will be. Yep. So butter is in. I think what I'm going to do is take a little bit of orange rind. Just get the orangey part, the bright orange, nothing else. Anything underneath, directly underneath that orange, you'll see it starts to turn a different shade. You don't want that. You just want the bright orange because that's where the flavor is. Okay, I think I am going to add just a little bit of sour cream, and this time I'm very careful with the way I opened it. I know you noticed that. Okay, mix it up really well. Sometimes sour cream does get a little watery. I have heard that if you store it upside down in the refrigerator, you can omit that. And I think I've tried that and it does actually work. So I need to not forget that. I forget it. All right, I think that's about all the sour cream I'm going to put in there. Since it's 1.5 cups of flour. Teaspoon of baking soda, which is right here. Teaspoon baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder in there too. I'm going to put just about a teaspoon, maybe a little less of salt. Okay. All right, let's mix this up and see what this looks like. Now, once you've added your flour, your dry ingredients to your wet, you want to mix very gently, just enough to get the dry wet, okay, and no more than that. Then you start to overwork the dough and you have a very tough muffin. Just mix it up real gently, over, under, best you can. All right, I have the rest of the walnuts that I chopped up that I just had a few in a bag left over from the baking that I have been doing for Thanksgiving. And I have a cup of these cranberries. Look how beautiful they are. And they burst. I like them whole just like that. Or sometimes I'll chop up half and leave the rest of them whole. But I think today I'm just going to throw them in whole. All right, so there we go. Look how pretty that's going to look. It's going to be beautiful. And I'm just going to scrape up these nuts, sprinkle them in there. I think we'll be good to go. Yeah, the orange is in there. That was an addition. The sour cream was an addition. The cranberries really were an addition because it's a basic banana bread recipe that I'm working off of. My mother-in-law's banana bread recipe. Nana's banana. All right. And I'm just going to mix this up just as well as I can. Just kind of fold it over really gently. Remember, you do not want to stir this to death. Otherwise, it gets kind of gummy. You can almost feel it. Believe it or not, guys, that's it. I'm just going to kind of make a couple cuts here and there. Focus. And that's it. Sometimes I like to spray, most of the time I like to spray my pans and stuff directly over the sink so it just doesn't go spraying all over creation here in my kitchen. All right, let's see how this works. I think what I'll try doing, this is how I usually do my cupcakes. I'm going to start out by using it like this. See how that works. It's about a half a cup. Yeah, that works. And then whatever's left over, you just go in and scrape it off. Just let it slide in like that so it doesn't get all gloppy on the sides. It just makes for less cleanup for you later when you have to go back and wash the pan and scrape off all the baked on stuff. You don't want to do that. I'm just going to let it drip in just like that. Yeah. Impeccably clean hands, I promise. Okay, back. Right. Now, I'm just going to pick through here. There's a lot in there. Yep, it's just a little cranberry adjustment. Push them down in. There's a lot in this one. A lot in this one. Yeah, just take a good once over with your baking eyes, and you'll know where there's more. You can do the same thing with chocolate chips or whatever else you've added to your batter, and you're trying to even it out before you put it into your oven. Now's the time to do it, obviously, because there's no other time. All right, anybody else in need of a cranberry anywhere? And if you, of course, have extra cranberries in your bag, like I do over there and could be doing, you could do that too. All right, one of the last things that I like to do before I put muffins or breads like this into the oven is use this little sugar on top. These little, they're just pretty little, I sprinkle them in here, or a little cup or something first, so I can just kind of put pinches in with my fingers. Just, it's like a decorative sugar. You've seen them, you know. Oh, darn it, I always do that, sorry. All right, so pinch and just gonna sprinkle on top. It just adds a sparkle, if you will, to the top of each of these. And they really are nice to put over cupcakes as well. Or anything, if you put a glaze on top of a bundt cake or something, say, and you just want a little something extra after you poured your glaze on, be right before it hardens, you want to, yeah, just pour a little of that on and just have a little sprinkle, a little sparkle on top. All right, good. We are ready now to put them right into the oven. Take them over here. Oven is set to 350. It's my baking stone there. I always leave that on the bottom of the oven. And in it goes, my impeccably clean new oven. All right, we'll see in about, I'm gonna set this, guys, for about 45 minutes. Okay. Yep, and that'll let us know. All right, I'll see you in just a minute. All right, well, as you can see, I'm not in my kitchen. Yeah, I had a major muffin malfunction. I don't know. I'll show you when I get back home. But right now, I decided, hey, what better time to go and go shoot some rounds, right? So that's where we're heading. Yeah, we're gonna go shoot some rounds and see how many targets we can miss. I don't know. Actually, the point is to get them, right? So we're gonna get some. We're gonna score some points today, right, Lou? Yeah. Okay. All right. See you in a bit. Okay, we are back, and we had a good time at the range, did some good shooting. But I need to face facts here and show you what was happening before we left for the range. Let me just turn this around. Hang on. All right, there they are. Those 6 beautiful loaves. Yeah, I had the oven turned up too high by mistake. I did. I don't know how I did it, but I just did it. You know, it's a new oven, and I don't know. I just did, and I had it set for way too long, and it kept smelling like, boy, you know, something smells like it's burning in there. So I got up and checked, and sure enough, the tops are nice and crusty. Well, they're black, basically. Anyway, I was curious, and I wondered, you know, what the inside might look like. So I did cut them open, and as you can see, they're beautiful. I mean, they're really beautiful. You can see the cranberries, you can see the nuts, you can see the banana, everything. It's all in there. It's beautiful. And actually, believe it or not, they are delicious. All right, let me show you my stock. I'm gonna turn the light on here. Okay, now this stock, I'm gonna open this one really fast because I don't like the design of this one. The steam hits me right away, and as I lift up, it actually burned my arm once, so I have to be careful. So I do it really fast. See, like that. Let me get my spoon over here. All right, this has been bubbling away on, I started it on early this morning. I don't know, it was like 6:30. I started it on high, let it come up to a real good boil. And then before we left, I turned it down to low. And it's been doing this kind of a boil just like that. Low, simmer almost type boil for hours and hours now. So it is now, golly, what time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Anyway, it's been hours later, and you can see this is exactly the way you want it. All that I'm calling it a chicken. Turkey has fallen off the bone, and all that we have left is bone. That's bone and skin. All the stuff that's the icky stuff that we're gonna strain, excuse me. All right, and these, the fresh celery now. Oh, there's a good piece of turkey right there. Look at that beautiful color of stock. Absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait to strain it and see what we're left with, okay? All right, I'm not quite ready to do that. So I'm gonna leave this down for just a wee tad bit longer. I'm gonna continue to let it stay on low. Check this one out over here. This had a lot more liquid in it. Oh, there's a nice big bone. See, that tells me right there how close we are to it being done. You want to ask me, you know, well, gosh, how much more done do you want it to be? Well, I know that the skin is pretty much off all the bones, but not totally. There's a few here that I can see still has some turkey on it. I don't know, it's just my eye. My eye just tells me, and I can also kind of feel the vegetables. They're getting very, very soft, but not quite soft, not quite soft enough. So, but they're almost there. Honestly, in the crock pot on low like this, I would say probably another hour, and I'm gonna be straining them. So there you have it. All right, I just thought this might be kind of fun for you to see. This target right here, both of these, they're both mine. I like to have my own target. This first one is mine, and I was using what did I use on this? Gosh, was it a 9? I think a 9. I think I used a 9 on here. Yeah, you can see, look how big the holes are. So yeah, that was a more powerful gun. I think I also used my 9. No, this was a 45, I think. Yeah, that's a 45. All right, and a little bit of 22. I think 1 or 2 22s on there. But anyway, I did pretty good. That's mine. That red X, yeah. All those shots are mine. Some here and there, helter skelter, but yeah. And then this one, this was all 9. 22, excuse me. This was 22. And I got a few good ones, but I was off a little bit. I don't know. Didn't do my best today. But it was fun. Had a really good time. And my husband had fun. And my son Lewis had fun. We just had a good time. Great family time. I wish my other kiddos could have been there. Okay, well, all right, back to the soup. Okay, I am in the midst of emptying out my Crocs. This one's done, and that's what was left in there. All the dead veggies and a lot of bone and a whole lot of meat that I got to go through, but it is steaming hot right now. So that's gonna take a while to cool down. This one I haven't even finished draining yet. It was so hot. And that, look how beautiful that is. The color of that stock is perfect. I don't think I will double strain that, although I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. Here's the first bowl. It came out, and it's already, you know what? That is going to be so gelatinous. And that is a good thing, guys. That means you got all the marrow, that really good stuff that you want from the bone. It's all come out from, allowing it to, boil basically for hours and hours and hours and hours until every part of meat has come off the bone and every goodness of the bone has come out and infiltrated that liquid. And that's liquid gold right there. And you can see if you look right here, the longer it sits, that top layer is going to be your fat, because fat, as you know, rises to the top. Occasionally it, hits other places like the hips, but we won't talk about that right now. But anyway, that is my stock. It's a gorgeous golden color. And I would say that that was a stock success. All right, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to finish pouring out the rest of my stock from that pot, and I'm going to let the meat get nice and cool, the bones and all this stuff here, and when I get all the meat picked off, I will show you. And it's going to be a long process, and it's going to take a while for these to cool down. They may even have to go in the refrigerator tonight. And then I'm going to chop up veggies, and tomorrow probably is where I'll get to is when I'll get to finish the rest of our turkey rice soup.